What if I told you everything you were taught about being good was a carefully crafted trap? Not a path to wisdom, not a map to peace, a blueprint for obedience. What if morality wasn't your compass, but your leash? Every time you swallowed your anger, every time you made yourself smaller, gentler, more reasonable, you weren't growing. You were being shaped, muffled, disarmed. This world does not reward goodness. It exploits it. It praises the gentle to their face and buries them quietly when they're no longer useful. And who does it remember? The disruptors, the feared, the ones who stopped asking for permission and became the ones who set the rules. We're told to be kind, fair, patient, and while we obey, the world is being restructured by those who never planned to play fair. The ones who understood early that power is not something you're given, it's something you seize. This is not a sermon for the righteous. This is a message for the few who are done being obedient. If you're looking for comfort, leave now. But if you're ready to become the force they never saw coming, keep listening. Since the moment you could speak, they began programming you. Share your toys. Don't raise your voice. Wait your turn. Be nice. But in the real world, those who wait are left behind. Those who speak gently are spoken over. Those who try to save everyone often go down with the ship. You were trained to seek permission, while others were trained to take. And now, you wonder why your strength feels like a secret you're not allowed to use. Think. Who survives longer? The hero who obeys the script, or the villain who rewrites it? Because here's the unspoken truth. Every system you obey was built to control you, not to elevate you. Look at history. Do you see saints in charge? Number. You see kings with clean hands and dirty shadows. Behind every noble empire lies a trail of betrayal, silence, and strategic cruelty. And still they told you, be humble, be soft, be liked. But here's what they didn't tell you. Being liked is a prison because the moment you care more about being liked than being powerful, you hand them the leash willingly. You can feel it now, can't you? That tension, that internal war between what you were told to be and what you're becoming. There is a voice inside you, not kind, not polite, but terrifyingly clear. It doesn't want peace, it wants precision, it wants freedom, and freedom never belonged to the well-behaved. You want to lead? You must be willing to be hated. You want to be untouchable? You must stop trying to be understood. Stop waiting for their applause. Stop waiting for justice. Start understanding the game, and then start playing it better than anyone else. Because here's the truth. People don't follow the kindest person in the room. They follow the one who makes them feel like not following comes at a cost. Power doesn't scream, it calculates. It doesn't ask, it moves. The villain isn't reckless. He's precise. He doesn't lash out. He orchestrates. You think fear is a flaw? Fear is a tool. Fear is the silence that fills a room when you walk in and say nothing. Fear is the reason they don't question you. Not because they understand you, but because they don't know what you'll do next. Unpredictability is power. The moment they think they figured you out, change the rules, rewrite the script, keep them guessing. Let them trust you just enough to need you, but never enough to believe they know you. This is not cruelty. This is clarity. You don't win by being loud. You win by being inevitable. If you must betray, do it with strategy. If you must hurt, do it in a way that teaches the room never to try you again. Power doesn't come from being feared. It comes from being feared correctly. It's not violence, it's timing, it's not rage, it's restraint, it's not recklessness, it's complete emotional control. Because the one who masters his own mind owns the battlefield before the war even begins. And yes, they will call you ruthless. They will call you cold. They will call you a monster. But monsters don't beg. Monsters don't ask to be liked. Monsters endure. When the empire is built, when the names are carved into stone, it won't be the names of the well-behaved that survive. It will be the ones who refuse to kneel. You've been taught to see loyalty as a virtue, something sacred, something to earn. But here's the truth. Loyalty is just a tool. It's not pure. It's not permanent. It's conditional obedience, disguised as love. Most people aren't loyal. They're dependent. They stay as long as it benefits them, as long as they need something, as long as their fears are stronger than their options. So stop trying to earn loyalty. Engineer it. Make people need you more than they trust you. Make your absence more painful than your presence. Make them believe their survival depends on your approval. They won't follow you because they love you. They'll follow you because they can't afford not to. This is how you build control, not by dominating, but by designing dependency. Give just enough to keep them grateful. Hold back just enough to keep them hungry. And if they ever think they can leave, let them see the price. Because people are replaceable, even the loyal ones, especially the loyal ones. Control isn't about threat, it's about leverage. And leverage doesn't come from being kind. It comes from being untouchable. You don't need to yell to be respected. You need to create an atmosphere where your silence weighs more than most people's rage. When they speak your name, it should change the tone of the room. Not because you demand fear, but because your power has made fear the default. That's the real game. You don't just want followers. You want chess pieces in suits. You don't just want presence, you want myth. Not the kind etched in gold, the kind carved in fear, in silence, in questions no one dares to ask out loud. You don't need to be everywhere. You just need to be in their heads. Let others chase admiration. You chase architecture. Build systems that carry your voice long after you've spoken. Make your absence louder than their noise. And if one day someone tests you, make the consequences unforgettable. Don't punish one man. Send a message to everyone else. That's the difference between power and panic. The powerless react. The powerful set the tone. You don't explain yourself. You don't justify. You don't argue with people beneath your warpath. You decide, and the rest adapt. You will be called cold, detached, inhuman. That's fine. Let them misunderstand you. Let them mislabel you. But never let them miscalculate you. Because if they guess wrong, they lose more than pride. They lose access. They lose protection. They lose the illusion of safety that you allowed them to have. And here's where most men crumble. They get soft. They start believing they're safe. They start believing they're unchallengeable. Never get comfortable. Power doesn't rest. Power watches. It evolves. It adapts. It sharpens. When your enemies think they've learned your patterns, destroy their expectations. Change the rules mid-game. Erase the board and pretend there never was one. Control doesn't come from being known. It comes from being unknowable. Because a known threat can be calculated. An unknowable one can only be feared. If they ask who you are, don't answer. If they demand your loyalty, offer your silence. If they crave your forgiveness, give them a lesson. And if they ask what you want, tell them nothing. Tell them everything. Tell them something they'll never understand. Because a true villain isn't angry. He's focused. He isn't loud. He's precise. He doesn't want control. He is control. And when they finally realize they can't buy you, guilt you, threaten you, they'll do the only thing left. They'll fall in line. Not because they believe in you, but because they know what happens when they don't. This is how you become untouchable. This is how you outlive the applause, the betrayals, the praise, the knives. You stop needing to be remembered as good. You become the standard by which fear is measured. Because in the end, history doesn't remember the nice. It doesn't remember the ones who try to be fair. It doesn't remember the ones who bent over backwards to be liked. It remembers the ones who rewrote the story, not in ink, in silence, in systems, in power that outlasted explanation. The villain is not the one who destroys the world. The villain is the one who builds it back, in his own image. So let them curse your name. Let them call you cruel. Let them pray for your downfall. Just make sure that when they speak your name, they speak it carefully, quietly, with a pause, with a tremor. Because they don't remember what you said. They remember what you became. And that's the endgame. Not applause, not peace, not approval. Legacy, the kind they whisper about, the kind they fear returning, the kind they can never erase. You were not born to be good. You were born to be unforgettable.